What we're talking about here is that is the percentage of your pay and income that you can save each month. Now, we're going to cover this in a later webinar because we're talking about intentionality and allocating the money. I find ratios really useful. I find if I were to sit here and say you should be allocating X dollars and Y dollars and Z dollars, that's not super useful because all of our incomes are different, all of our expenses are different, our situations are different. Whereas using ratios makes it a lot easier for you to plan. And it also makes it a lot easier for you to corral your expenses in your life as your pay changes. But when we're talking about savings capacity, we are talking about the percentage of your pay that you can save each month. So I've just put in some percentages here to show you kind of where they sit on the chart of what I think is kind of a good idea when it comes as somebody managing their own finances. So I believe saving 0% of your money currently, it's frankly unsustainable. Life does not remain as smooth as it might be at the moment. Things will come up. To have no savings behind you is a very nerve-wracking way to live. 5%, much better. You know, we're putting some money aside. 10% I feel like is the very minimum baseline. If people have consistently saved 10% of their salary, I think that's a good place to start. Remembering that about 11% of your salary is also going to superannuation. So Dave Ramsey's baby steps, allocated a certain amount to retirement funding. Again, we've got that fantastic advantage in Australia of having superannuation contributions paid for us. People rail about super, but it genuinely is one of the most one of the greatest financial and economic steps this country's ever taken. So big rap for it. 15%, we're starting to talk some progress. We're starting to put some money aside. It's really starting to get ahead with where you want to go. 20%, fantastic. 20% is a big green tick in my book. If you're saving 20% of your pay, you're in a really solid position. Now, if you're saving 25% or more, by all means, I give you permission to be smug about it. Permission to smug granted, because that's a fantastic place to be. Now, that might be because you're earning a huge amount of money, or for some of the clients that I've worked with in the past, you might be spending far less than the average.